Everyone, and welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. So today I'm working in my Dylusions book, and I'm going to give you a disclaimer notice here. I don't play around with Dylusions that much, so this may be a total train wreck, but I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to do it. So I did do some research on Dylusions sprays before I started. Not really a research, but I just got a few ideas off of the Ranger TV website, just kind of to give ideas on how to use them, how they work, certain things that they react, like they react with water. So how do they react with water? So yeah, it's going to be a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie. So I have 3 colors of sprays. So I have the Tangerine Dream, Vibrant Turquoise, and Fresh Lime. So I'm going to give this a go and cross your fingers. So all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off with some water on this side of the page. And just quite a bit of water, and I'm just going to spray. Okay, so I really like how that page is going. It was totally unexpected to do that. I was kind of expecting it to be very scary. Let me just say it that way. So I figured I would come in with a few stencils, and I seen Diane really doing a ghosting technique. So I'm actually going to come in, these are Donna Downey stencils, and this is the one called Numbers Repetitive. So apparently what you do is you can give this a spray, and then we will flip it this way. Okay, so I had a thought. I have this stuff that's called clear tar gel. Now, what clear tar gel is supposed to do, according to this, is that it's to create fine lines by mixing color, then dripping it from a palette knife. So I don't know if this is going to work with the Dylusions. I don't. But I figured, what does it hurt to try, right? So I actually think I might mix it with the black Dylusions ink. Okay, so I've got Carbon Black here, and I don't even know how much you mix it. It doesn't even say on the directions. So I just have a little puddle. I'm sure you can see it over in the corner there. And I'm just going to mix it in with a palette knife. And I think I'm just going to drip it from the palette knife, and I'm going to just make a few lines with dripping it. So I don't know, cross your fingers that this is gonna work. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to let that dry overnight. So I'm going to come back in the morning and see what it looks like. So I came back in the morning, and you can see it still has the texture, has that really, it has that 3D texture to it. When it dripped on there, of course, when you drip, it like is going to create that bubble. It didn't lose a lot of that. So I'm hoping you can see that. It just didn't really lose much of anything. It looks really awesome. So I thought I would use some things that are from the Mix Your Media kit that I got from Wendy. So I'm just going to come back in with some sprays. I'm going to use the same sprays that I had before. So I don't know, cross your fingers. Okay, so I have my brayer. I actually think I'm going to come in with some Distress paint. So I'm just going to take this brayer off its rollers, and then I'm just going to wrap these elastics around in just some, not necessarily patterns, but just kind of wrap it around the roller. Just kind of let it take wherever it wants to. Just kind of space out some of the rolls. And then again, just again around this one. This one's a little thicker, so this one will give it a different look again. So wrap it around. Okay, and then I'm just going to put it back on. And now let's figure out what kind of ink or paint we want to use. Okay, so I could not decide on a paint color. I didn't want to go in with black just because I have a lot of black already. Well, not that I have a lot of black already, but I do have a plan now that I've got this base set up. I do have a plan of something else, of adding more black. So I didn't want to add more black and then I have that issue. So I was thinking, what if I went with this tarnished brass? It's going to kind of give it a gold effect. So I don't know. Let's see what we get. I'm just putting some on the craft mat right here. Just move it over. And then I'm just going to roll the elastic bands in it and then cross your fingers. All right, so I got that part. There is a hint of gold in there. You can't really see it too much, but it's just that little hint of it. So I have this bird silhouette mask, of course, from Donna Downing, because she does no wrong in my view. So I am going to actually mist with the Dylusions black ink, but I do want to kind of protect this area there. Okay, so I've just got it as best as I can. I'm just going to do some sprays. I just want it really opaque. I'm hoping not to overdo it. That dry, not that it took that long. I just kind of let that sit with me for a minute and I came back. So I want to make these birds really pronounced and black, like almost as black as this here. It almost feels like they're sitting on a wire, like on a telephone wire or something like that. So I want to just kind of make them a little bit more defined, like almost more like a silhouette. So I'm going to come in with a Montana paint marker and I'm going to just take the image that's already there and then just make it blacker. And so I'm going to do that and we'll see what happens. Okay, so then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline these birds. I'm just going to put the stencil right back over top. This is a Signo Uniball in the white. And I'm just going to go around these birds. Okay, so I want to spray some white on here. I don't have any Dylusions white, so I hope that this works. So I'm gonna put this stencil over top. I'm gonna try and like curl these pages back just a little so that it lays a little flatter. Put that like that, and then put this stencil over top. So we're basically doing a double stencil. And I realized that my words are backwards, so not that it matters. So basically we're creating a double stencil. I think that might be fun. So this is Studio Calico Opaque White. I don't know. Cross your fingers that this works. If I came in with these, I don't know. This is Mowed Lawn. I'm just going to try it. This is a Donna Downey stencil. It's called Budding Branch. Okay, that didn't really add much of anything, but I think what I might go back in and do is just go over top of where I was and spray again. So how did that go? That went like that. Okay, so I feel like I want to write a little sentiment or journal or something like that. I feel like that might finish this page off. I feel like it's really well done, like pretty well done. I'm just gonna write a really fast little quote, kind of sketchy, like on this line. I just want to kind of create the same kind of sketchy pattern on this bottom line down here, but I don't want it to be too big and in your face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this is the standard tip applicator. It's by Fine Line, and what is in here, which is bubbling out the top, is cobalt black ink with a little bit of airbrush medium, and it's going to thin it out so that way I can pour it out of this marker and just kind of get a really if you see, it's going to come out and I'm able to write very sketchily with it. So I actually found a quote in my purposeful planner, and it actually does kind of go with this. It honestly, it was the first page I opened up and I'm like, oh, that so works. So it says, to simplify is to cut the strings that hold you back. And I really like that. So I'm going to just really fastly write this across this line and just see how it looks. Okay, so I love that. It's really messy. The handwriting is really messy, but it's meant to be really messy. And I'm the only one that's going to really understand what it says and why it says what it says. But I really like it because when I was going through this whole process of making this art journal page, honestly, it was kind of freaking me out because, like I said, I have not played with Dylusions ink. And I guess the one thing I did learn with the Dylusions ink is that they are very, very simple. Like, I think Diane Reedley's motto is simplify, simplify, simplify. So when I saw that quote about being to simplify your process, it just kind of brought everything together. And I really love how, you know, birds are now the focal point because you have those branches coming in and it's drawing your eye into the page. And I totally didn't know what I was going to do with this line here, but now with me writing this quote up on the top, just kind of filled in everything, and I just really like it. The birds are a different technique that I don't know if I've seen anybody else do it. If somebody else has, I mean, I'm sure they have. It's I just thought maybe doing a double stencil would be something different that I could try and do. And I really like that technique. So I'm definitely going to put that one in my back pocket. So yeah, all in all. And then, oh, and can I just mention this clear tar gel? I think is going to be a new favorite technique of mine. I just love those lines and how texturized and three-dimensional, and it gives you that touchy-feely kind of look to it. I would touch this one up here, but of course it's still wet. But yeah, it just really is neat. I definitely see a lot of things coming up with this clear tar gel. I just love how it turned out. So with that being said, I hope you guys join in a challenge by using Dylusions ink. If you do, head over to thepinkcamera.com, or if you're watching this over at thepinkcamera.com, if you look at the comments below, you'll be able to link your image for a project that you've done using the Dylusions ink, or try something different that you've never used before. So I would love to see your work, as well as Sandra would as well. So yeah, can't wait to see what you guys make, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.